This is another sign of the times, an analysis and a commentary. Monster Colorado fire increases in size. Fire crews outside Colorado Springs, Colorado, expected more weather trouble on Wednesday in what the local fire chief called a monster event that doubled in size overnight and has forced at least 32,000 people to flee. Heavy smoke made for unhealthy air in and around the city. After jumping fire lines, the towering blaze has now burned 24 square miles and an undetermined number of homes. While crews should get a break from the heat, a forecast for thunderstorms could mean unpredictable winds. We expect further trouble from the weather today, Incident Commander Rich Harvey said at a press briefing. We do expect all of our lines to be challenged today, Colorado Springs Fire Chief Rich Brown called the Waldo Canyon Fire a monster event that is not even remotely close to being contained. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Tuesday night, the community of Mountain Shadows, northwest of Colorado Springs, appeared to be enveloped in an orange glow. People were freaking out as they fled, local resident Kathleen Tillman told the Denver Post. You're driving through smoke. It is completely pitch black, and there is tons of ash dropping on the road. This is a fire of epic proportions, Brown said at a briefing. It was like looking at the worst movie set you could imagine. The governor added after flying over the fire. It's almost surreal. You look at that, and it's like nothing I've seen before. Brown insisted that many, many homes were saved by firefighters. Colorado's governor told anxious residents that we have all the support of the U.S. government. We have all the support of the state of Colorado. We want everybody here to know that. He emphasized that Colorado was open to tourism, saying various fires had affected just 0.5% of all public lands and perhaps 400 of 10,000 campground sites. Among the evacuees were cadets and staff living in one section of the sprawling U.S. Air Force Academy. Flames crested a ridge high above the campus, forcing more than 2,100 residents there to flee. A new class of 1,045 cadets will still check in on Thursday, but at a different section of the campus. The academy said the entire campus would be closed Wednesday to all visitors and non-essential staff. Colorado is battling 12 large fires, its worst fire season in history, and other states across the West are being taxed as well. To the north in Boulder County, 26 homes were evacuated when lightning sparked a wildfire. No structures were immediately threatened, but the National Center for Atmospheric Research closed as a precaution. Wildfires leave Colorado tourism high and dry. The state's largest blaze is a 136 square mile High Park fire, which has destroyed at least 257 homes. That fire was triggered by lightning on June 9th and is nearly contained. Most of Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana have seen red flag warnings in recent days, meaning extreme fire danger. The West is seeing a superheated spike on top of a decades-long warming trend, said the head of climate monitoring at the National Climatic Data Center. In other words, the western United States is drying and heating up. Elsewhere in the West, in Utah, a woman was found in a blaze that consumed at least 24 homes. Her body was found during a damage assessment of the 60 square mile Wood Hollow fire near Indianola. The fire was 15% contained, and evacuations were issued in Fairview, a town of about 1,100 residents. In New Mexico, a fire that burned nearly 70 square miles west of Ruidoso was 90% contained, with many residents allowed to return home. In Montana, a wildfire had destroyed 4 homes and forced people out of 200 homes. The governor had issued a state of emergency for 4 counties. In Wyoming, a wildfire in the Bridger-Teton National Forest grew from about 300 acres to 2,000 acres, marking the first major wildfire of the season there. These wildfires seem to be getting more intense and increasing in frequency, and this too is another sign of the end of times as we know them, transition days, which is a time of extraordinary happenings, events, and changes. Everything that must change quickly or rapidly, and for the better, because it's about what kind of world are we leaving to the future generations, and that should be a very important question to ask. This is another sign of the 4th angel sounding. Revelation chapter 16, verse 8. And the 4th angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch humans with fire. 9. And humans were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God, which has power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. 10. And the 5th angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom or nation was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain. 11. And blasphemed the God of heaven, because of their pains and their sores, and repented not of their deeds. 12. And the 6th angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings or leaders of the east might be prepared. It's time for the spiritual and physical manifestation of the book of Revelation. Everything is connected, and everything is numbered, and these are more signs.